So thank you, and you had the challenges are quite many, and that's why we are so much focused on taking this more seriously by focusing on setting up an ad hoc committee in Parliament that will delve deeper, and also as we ensure that the bill that is in the House is fast-tracked, so that we don't sit here next year again. Because we can't be here every time saying that our farmers are suffering and nothing tangible is taking place. The farmers from the Gusii region, together with our neighbors from west of Rift, are not happy at all. We can't have a country whereby there are areas that never have complaints, yet whatever they produce is the same, the auction market is the same, and we are being told the reason for their punishment is the testing. In 2025, we cannot be having the mouth being the single testing instrument for product. We have to move to scientific from biological testing. As my colleague said, we all have different tastes, even in whatever we eat in every day. Someone loves pork, another one loves beef. How can this person be the expert who says the tea from factory X, and coincidentally, tea is from the east of the Rift, suddenly are always having a greater value? So we need to move to more scientific. The world is technological nowadays. And it's so sad that it's only in Kenya, the mouth is where we are still stuck, to the pains and cries of our people. Enough is enough, and as the leaders from that side, we've said enough is enough. We are not going to sit here again watching our farmers suffer. And to the management of KTDA, whatever cartels that are in there, once the ad hoc committee comes up with a resolution, we'll have to tackle the cartels for once and for all. We can't have a few people enriching themselves at the expense of the millions of farmers out there. Thank you.
So thank you very much. I also wish to associate myself with all the comments that have been made on the joint statement by all members of parliament from the regions that represent where tea farming is done. In my constituency, about 65% of the constituency is purely tea farm. So we are deeply affected by the events and what is happening at KTDA. It is sad that, as read earlier, 68% of all the tea production actually comes from the West. And we are the ones that are suffering the economic injustice of magnanimous levels. It is interesting that some of the big tea farms in my constituency produce some of the best tea. When you travel across the globe, you find Lipton tea. Most of it comes from Eastern produce. In my constituency, they're the best teas out there. But when you go to Mombasa, where testing is done via the mouth, we happen to be we receive the lowest rating. It's quite interesting that you find some factories in the east are getting 60.8 shillings, while you come to some factories in Nandi, we are operating between 17 and 15. What kind of injustice is this? This must come to an end. And that is the reason why we are here today, to address such matters. Like, we must go scientific. You cannot lie to us anymore that you are using your mouth to do the testing in Mombasa and claim this is one of the leading globally, this is the leading tea auction. Thirdly, is the ridiculous sittings that are being done by the directors. Where on earth do you have 155 sittings being done? What is this that you're discussing? And then you come up with skewed, very skewed earnings to our people. 155 sittings is extremely out of order. And some of the things that we are calling out about the issue of the progress farms, We are saying we need representation from the regions where we come from. You cannot be having all the tea brokers coming from the east, and you only have one coming from our western part of the rift. This is not acceptable. We will not agree to that. And finally, therefore, the issue of the staffing in KTDA, it is extremely skewed towards one region, or the regions that is. This is not right. We want, of course, professionals to be in that space, but when you have professionals with a skewed kind of mindset setting, we tend to believe that is what is driving the economic injustice to our region. And therefore, I associate myself with what has been presented by members here. And when the ad hoc committee will be set up in Parliament, we will be at least addressing quite a number of things, and even the bill that is coming. But overly, the kind of injustice that is happening in KTDA must come to an end. Our farmers cannot continue to suffer to these levels. Thank you.
Haya, wakati niliweka statement kule bungeni, waziri wa kilimo alisema kwamba historia zetu ndio zinafanya wakulima wanapata bonus kidogo, na hiyo historia walikuwa wanasema ni poor roads, poor road network. Historia ndio inafanya mkulima anapata bonus kidogo, historia. Sasa tunashangaa mkulima anahusika aje na historia alafu anapata bonus kidogo. Kwanza hilo jibu, hadi wa sasa waziri wa kilimo anafuata kuresign kwa sababu ameua wakulima wote wa chai. Hii hata si kitu tuchukue signatures kama wajumbe tumtoe ofisini. Yeye mwenyewe anafaa kujitoa kwa sababu ameshindwa kazi. Ya pili, wanasema wakulima chai yao kutoka Kericho, Kisii na Western is of poor quality. Ukiuliza poor quality ni nini, wanasema hawachukui two birds and a bad. Na hiyo ndio wakulima wanafanya. Kwa hivyo wametafuta an excuse to pay our farmers hii pesa kidogo. Ya pili, ya tatu, kutest hii chai na mdomo. Kwanza ukitest hii chai yetu inatoka Kisii, Kericho na Western, it is actually the best quality. Kuna wakati tuko kule bungeni tunapata wameandika tea from Kericho, best quality. Sijaiona Murang'a best quality, Kiambu best quality. Enda kwa supermarket, enda Canada, enda US, best tea qualities from Kericho. Translate that to the poor bonus wakulima wa Kericho wanapata. It doesn't add up, it doesn't make sense. Mimi mwenyewe nimetest chai inatoka hizi upande wanalipwa bonus mingi. Inakaa kama koko ukitest. Haikui na ile ni kala mzuri. Mpaka unauliza mtu, kwani ulipika hii chai kweli? Did you put tea leaves in this tea? Ile chai yao ni tasteless. Ukiweka tu ya Kericho kidogo hivi, una test chai una feel you are taking tea. Kwa hivyo ni mchezo uko hapa. Hii vitu ya kutengeneza ad hoc committee mimi siko hapo. Waziri kwanza ameshindwa, aenda kwa committee agriculture ama akwe CS huko kwa sports. Juu kazi ameshindwa, tupate yule mtu anaelewa kazi ya kukuwa waziri wa agriculture. Asante sana.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, I want to add something, and I want to say I stand with the statement which we have given, we have read to you here. First of all, I want to talk about the Kenya Tea Trade Association, which we need to disband this. And on top of that, there is if you want to know the depth of this corruption, see the kind of board of members who are there. If you find one which is coming from the west of Rift, the tea from a factory which next to the person which is coming from the west of Rift, you will find that tea bonuses are going to go up for that particular area. And the rest of the areas where there is no representation, the tea is going to go down. Like last year we had Mahun, which had got very good bonus. And it was more or less the same as the one which is coming from the east of Rift, because the guy is sitting on the in the board, he's one of the senior members there, and now the guy has been there's another guy who has come, And from our side, you can see the bonus from that area where the guy comes from is around 18 shillings, while the rest are 12 shillings. Meaning there is a skewed, orchestrated, intentioned things which are being done there to make sure that some other areas suffer at the expense of some given areas where the board comes and senior people from KTDA comes from. This is something we need to look into, and we are not going to rest until we make our farmers given fair share of their work which they have done through this tea, with the tea farming. Thank you very much.
Sebuleni in Swahili version, and then we close.
Thank you. Asante sana. Tuko hapa kwa niaba ya mkulima. Tulipokuwa tukiomba kura, kitu ambacho tulisema ya muhimu sana ni kwamba hii serikali ndio itakuwa ya bottom up. Bottom up model ndio msingi wa chama chetu cha UDA na chama tawala sasa ya Kenya Kwanza, na hakuna mkulima ambaye amefaidika katika usemi huu wote wa chai kulingana na vitu ambavyo vimeenda. Ya kwanza, ningependa kusisitiza kwamba the testing of tea na ulimi lazima ikome, ili biashara ya majani chai iwe ya uwazi katika mauzo yake. Ya pili, KTDA ni mfanyikazi ya mkulima. Haizi kuwa kwamba mfanyikazi ndio anaendesha biashara ya chai. Mkulima lazima apewe nafasi yake katika all decisions that need to be taken must be farmer led. Ya mwisho, lazima kila factory ya chai ipatiwe ruhusa ya kuuza chai yake katika soko ambayo inaweza pata. Wengine wanaweza enda auction, wengine waende direct sales, wengine wauze hata locally, so that they can be able to maximize their profits. We want transparent, open and clear, fair system of sale of tea and also representation within the KTDA. Those are the bare minimums. Mengine tutayazungumzia katika wakati wa ad hoc, na mengine tutazungumzia katika sheria ambayo iko bunge second reading saizi, where we will make proposals for concretization of these proposals and make them legal for implementation by the tea sector. Thank you very much.
I am Cynthia Muge, the Nandi County Woman Rep, and we are here as representatives of tea farmers from the West. And I associate myself with the comments that have been made by our chair, the Honorable Brighton Yegon. First, we are not here to castigate or to make another region feel like they are taking anything from the other region. Every region in this tea bonus 2025 received a very serious drop in terms of the payments of the bonus. The only problem is ours from the West was already low, and the reduction actually exacerbated the situation. That is why we are here. The reason why we have these drops across the country, whether east or west, is because of the inefficiencies at KTDA, inefficiencies in production, inefficiencies in processing, and most importantly, the inefficiencies in marketing. We want to say that the buck stops at KTDA, and the Kenya Kwanza administration has made a lot of effort. It has allocated money through Parliament that was supposed to help reduce the processing cost, but it has not gotten there because of the incompetence of the people that are sitting at KTDA. We are here today as the leaders to call out KTDA, and if they are not going to put their act together, they are surely not going to let this administration down. And most importantly, they cannot continue to make the farmers in Nandi suffer from receiving very little money from their produce. produce that they have invested a lot of money in, produce that they have taken a lot of money to be able to nurture. We say no as representatives of the people, and we are not just saying no on the camera. We are saying no through a number of things that are happening in Parliament. The bill, the T bill that is in second reading, has all these recommendations, but we cannot wait for the processing of the bill before we call out KTDA. So we want to say to our farmers, let us keep hope alive. This is going to be well, and the people responsible for the meager earnings that our people receive for this year 2025 will surely pay for it as we remain the representatives of the people here. So KTDA, you are on notice. You cannot let down the administration of Kenya Kwanza, which is putting a lot of effort in agriculture. We will not take it lying down.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to associate myself with the statement here. In fact, I was part of the people who got the statement. We are here as people's representatives. And I think, first of all, I want to answer one question which one of you asked about why we have not changed since last year when we went down. I think what we have been doing is scratching on the service. And we are saying today that it is not going to be business as usual. We are now moving Parliament. And we have said we are going to move a bill, a motion, to have this ad hoc committee to look into these issues which we have raised here seriously. I want to ask you one question. What economic sense can you tell our people that you are paying somebody 60 shillings elsewhere, and we pay in Mogogoshet where my farmers go in South Africa, you pay 12 shillings? How do you justify? How do you justify 60 and you are telling us quality? No. I think it's better give another statement. I think this is an old statement which is now tired. It's a tired statement. We need to know. We need to go proper investigation and come up with issues which can assist our farmers. So we are saying, and Chair, we want to support this statement, and we are not going to talk again next year in the same language. The language next year must be different, and we have started the journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much.